And welcome, we're back, part 2 of the basic gameplay tutorial for Arma 2 DayZ mod. And we'll get right into it. This is Gamer. Alright, so one of the things you're going to need to know about Arma 2 DayZ is chat. Now, the comma and period keys on your keyboard, if you look in the lower left corner, you'll see it toggling vehicle channel, group channel, direct communication. Now you could have other channels like side channel and global. Side channel is if the server has that enabled, you can type to everyone. Sometimes group channel also goes to everyone, especially since there's only one group in DayZ. There's only one side. So there's in the regular Arma 2 there's two sides if you're in PvP. So anyway, direct communication, once you have that selected, that is for your local chat. If someone's nearby you and you hold the caps lock key down, see the little icon there? If someone was near me, they could hear me right now. As long as they're running this, now the Arma 2 Arma 2, the, what is it, the OA expansion, the, what's it called? Operation Outpost or whatever it's called. That one, there's a 1.6 patch, and in that it's kind of broken. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. So the best thing to do is to run the latest beta until the next Arma 2 patch comes out. It may already be out for you depending on when you're watching this. So there are sometimes people you'll see they won't respond to your direct communication. That's because there was a bug in the 1.6 patch for the Arma 2 OA. It's not called, was that a gunshot? I gotta keep my, it might have been hearing, but in this game a lot of times you'll hear yourself. So anyway, there's vehicle communication, which you're not going to be using too much in the DayZ mod. There are vehicles, but you're not going to be coming into them a whole lot. So direct communication is a good one. Now, if there is side chat available, you do not want to be using you do not want to talk over side chat. Well, one reason is you're going to lag the server because that sends a lot of bandwidth, because that talk goes out to everyone if it's enabled on the server. And that makes people upset, and they'll kick you and maybe even ban you if you keep doing it. So for your own good, don't do that. Now, careful with direct communication. Enemies around you can also hear, so you might want to talk low or communicate ahead of time, or a lot of servers have TeamSpeak servers available, so you use that. Now the problem with that is it's global, or it's going to be in your channel, so you might want a private TeamSpeak server just so that you and your friends can hook up. And speaking of hooking up with friends, it can be difficult in this game since at the current time spawns are random, and if you spawn on one side and your friend spawns 10 kilometers away, then just hooking up can be a real challenge. Hopefully they'll fix that in subsequent patches. But co-op play is so much more enjoyable in this game. So I'm just gonna, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna check my surroundings, make sure everything's clear. Alright, so the surroundings here, you see all the tall grass and ferns, and then we have trees. Now from a distance it looks totally different. You have to always keep that in mind, that this is what it looks like with someone with binoculars. See those trees over there? The trees are visible, but you don't see any tall grass or ferns in that area over there. So you know, I'm sitting here, like if I get down in this grass here like this, I might think, oh, the grass is camouflaging me. Unfortunately, that's not true. Like there's grass here, you'd think it would block someone's view from far away. It doesn't. It disappears, unfortunately. They need to make the game, look, there are a couple zombies over there. They need to make the game draw the land a little higher if you're further away so that you can camouflage yourself in the grass. So alright, now the bottom So this this taller bush, like see this one here, that big bush, that one will be drawn further away. I was trying to find a place in that see, here we are. That's what they look like far away. Even the smaller one, this one's like twice the height, and even this little bush right there on the crosshairs, that one is still drawn. But look how pathetic it looks. You really, if you were hiding behind that bush, you couldn't be at the base. You'd have to be behind a little bit and up the hill. Same with this one. You could hide behind that, but don't go right to the base, because you can see if someone, you could see someone's feet. I mean, it would be pretty hard to see someone there. You'd have to really be looking. But nevertheless, this is a tall one here, that one, and then over here, this is a shorter one. I think there are even shorter ones still. That one over there might be shorter. There's like 3 different heights. So hopefully I don't stir a zombie running around here. Alright, so always keep in mind that far away you might be more visible than you think. Just because it's drawing all the ferns and grass. I have it here, I have it turned up to the highest setting, because my video card can handle it, and what happens is if you have it turned lower, you'll see a lot of pop-in, and I'm not getting, you can see some pop-in as I walk like this, but the pop-in isn't too bad. But on the lower settings, it can be downright, I find it annoying and distracting. Oh, here's a small, so this is a small little bush. If someone were way on that hill over there, they could probably see my feet. They might even see some of me. So that's just how the game is for now, and I don't even think that they're going to fix a lot of that for Arma 3. I wish they would make it like the bushes a little bigger from the further distances. So right in here, I'm probably good. No one could see me. This is a really good spot to hide, and so keep that in mind. You like even more into the bush. Like look at me now. I'm like ninja. Yeah, I can see out a little bit over here, you know. But if someone could probably run by almost and not see me, especially if they're close, right? Now here they might be able to see me a little bit poking out. I can see here. That's what that's what I look like in the bush. And I'm pretty bright. I have bright clothes on and stuff. But don't forget the HDR is making me brighter, 'cause it's adjusting for dark scenes. See here, watch, it's going to darken. There, see, I would really be pretty dark in here, so they could still run by me and not see me. So you want to be stealth in this game. Another thing to do, you see how it's like on the edge of a meadow. This is like this little line of trees here. Let's see. This is a good place to run across to get to the town, kind of, because there's a big open meadow. Look at this line of trees goes along down closer to town, so it's a good line of trees to follow for not being seen and being a little more stealthy and stuff. And hopefully eventually they're trying to get it so the zombies can't see through objects, and hopefully that'll be trees too, so they won't be able to eventually be able to see me on the other side. I think right now they can, so just trying to think of other things here. So I connected to one server. Server's going to have different times of day, and one server, I mean, I like playing at daytime until the night is the nighttime is worked out a little better, or if I can find night vision goggles. So I tend to play on a server that has daylight, unless if I'm co-op. I would like co-op with other people at nighttime is fun. So it's not that I dislike nighttime gameplay. It scares the bejesus out of me. So it's more of a preference thing, and some people are probably thinking, you know, just man up, play at night, you know, or whatever. But so that's up to you. You want to play at nighttime. There are servers playing. You have to look in the server name. Usually they'll say GMT plus 12 or GMT minus 5. Like GMT minus 5 is Eastern US. GMT minus 8 is like Western time zone in the United States. And GMT 0 would be UK, right? The UK or Greenwich Mean Time. So that'll usually be in the server name. Also in the server name, you're going to see, when you're connecting, you're going to see things like veteran, and veteran can, sometimes in veteran mode, they have the crosshair disabled, so you have a crosshair in the middle there. They'll have that. Sometimes they'll force first person, so you can only play in first person view like this. I personally don't like the first. I find it, my screen is big, like I've got a, I mean my screen isn't huge, but it's kind of big in my face, and this just gets disorientating and dizzying, and not, I just don't, it's just not smooth, or I don't know, so I like playing like this. I can see around corners is kind of nice, obviously, but I don't find myself not getting quite so dizzy when I play like this, and motion sickness. So there it is. Just trying to think. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, see, I've been outside this town for quite a while, just listening for gunfire. It's kind of intentional. Before I go into a town, I'll stay outside for a few minutes, just to see if I hear any gunfire. There is a grocery store. Here, I'll show you the grocery store. We can see it right here. There's the that's the back entrance. There's a zombie, obviously. He's good. Nice, he's wearing a suit and tie. He's a nicer zombie. You know, first he'll hire you, then he'll kill you, because he's obviously a professional. That's a joke. Here's the grocery stores here, so that's the rear entrance. See how the doors are open? I think default is closed on those doors, so someone at some point since the server was last rebooted has opened those doors, but we don't know when. They don't automatically close by themselves. So that's, I'm pretty sure that's a grocery. Yeah, I can see the little, if you look inside, you can see little racks, little, you know, the wire racks. And so another thing is, like, some houses, there's certain house types will have loot. Like there, see the house with, it's got like the entranceway with a little roof over it? That's one of the homes that you can enter, and there's loot in there. The grocery store, obviously. I don't like this one here on the crosshair. That one you can't enter. This one you cannot enter. That one you cannot enter. So only, like, you know, no more than like 10% of the buildings can you enter. Maybe no more than 15. I'll put it like that. No more than 15% of the homes or buildings can you enter. Generally, the bigger the building, the more likely you are to be able to enter it, is a good rule of thumb. Like the big factories and stuff, you can enter those. That house, you cannot enter that one. You cannot enter that one. That's his little shack. You cannot enter that one. The same with that one over there. So here we are. We're probably gonna, the game, they've recently added it so that zombies can see, further in front of them, but they can't see behind them or side out of their, not in front of them, they can't see well. So it's going to be a little bit of, with this new patch, it's going to be a little bit of a adventure. Apparently you can lose zombies. You can run away and be out of sight, and the zombie will lose track of you, which is really nice. I'm just kind of checking out the scenery before I go in, making sure no one's in here. The real threat in this game is other players. Once you've mastered the zombies, the real danger is being shot by other people. Like right here, someone could snipe me right here if they've spotted me. So see, look, they're over here. This meadow is like packed. Some over there. I think I'm okay to go down the middle. Nope, there's one right there. I might be able to go behind him. Now visibility, you see there's 3 bars there when I move, but there's still no ear, not even when I'm moving. I could probably get up pretty close behind a zombie and I'd be okay. Not right next to it, but pretty close. I'm kind of wondering how close I can get to it. Different buildings have different types of, before I get into that, look in the bottom right, you see the blinking icon there. It means I'm thirsty, the water jug, so I gotta hit G and get a drink in here. Right click on water bottle, So now I have an empty water bottle. See, you can refill that at wells and ponds. You used to be able to refill water in the ocean. You can no longer do that, obviously, because it's salt water. But there are wells there. You'll see a hand pump at a house, and that's a place where you can fill. And you just right-click by fill water, but I cannot fill water here. It says you must be near you must be near a water source as a pond or well to refill your water bottles. But see now the lower right, the water jug is green, so I'm good on that. I'm probably hungry too. I could eat some of my meat, or see if I have any canned food. I do not have any canned food here, so I have to either find some canned food fast or eat the meat. And my preference would be to eat canned meat before the cooked meat, because canned meat is much easier to come by, and it's the cooked meat restores a lot more blood. If you're wounded, you can eat cooked meat and gain like 800 or 900 blood. This blood reference here in the top right, 1200. That's the most it'll go at the present time. And when you get shot, you could lose like 1,000 or 2,000 or even 3,000 blood from one bullet, depending on where it hits you. Oh, there's a shadow of a bird. Sometimes those scare me. There's a bird. So I would really rather, it's not blinking yet. You can see down there in the bottom right that the knife and fork icon is just solid. Once it starts blinking, then you're getting more in trouble. I think once you're super thirsty and you're really hungry, then you'll occasionally pass out. You'll like literally drop. You'll see an hourglass, and it'll have to count down the hourglass, and you'll be running like this, and all of a sudden you'll drop, and you'll be looking up into the sky, and you'll be watching an hourglass because you've passed out. And it gets more and more annoying, I think, too. So, see, there's a zombie. It's kind of a wall of zombies here. I'm not too excited to take this approach. Look at them all down. That meadow is just jam-packed with zombies. So I think maybe I'll go over this way. And notice I'm not running while standing completely up. I'm running crouched. That is really smart. In a town, you pretty much never, well, almost never want to run standing up. The only time you want to run standing up is if you're running from a zombie, because they are fast. So they're faster than you. And once you've been spotted, you really need to keep running. So I'm staying crouched here. I've got 3 bars on my visibility and no sound. I'm surprised I'm not making any sound. Usually there's 1 bar, so you just keep an eye on when you're running around and stuff. I should make some sound here on this road. I'm just gonna go on the road just to watch what happens. Now I'm making 5, sometimes 4 or 5 bars on visibility, and 1 bar there on sound. 5 is pretty atrocious. So here's a fence. You can go under the fence. Watch. I'm gonna crouch like that. You can go over around, around the posts. And stand up here. You can also hit the V key, as in Victor, and go over the bar like that. And if you just feel like being a ballerina, you can do it anytime you want. You don't have to find every fence in the game and go over it. I'm kidding. Okay, so there's a zombie. See, here's a good example. We don't see any grass. That zombie, he's clipping into the ground a little bit, but that's just because it's not trying to simulate deeper grass. It's just because we're so far away. I think it's just not drawing the landscape exactly accurate at this distance. Even though I have it set really high. So I'm still seeing zombies from this angle. I think maybe if I go up this way, there was a gap here to the left of the road here. See, he's looking. The zombies now, whatever direction they're looking, they can see a lot. They see a lot further. or whatever. They don't see behind themselves at all now, which is really nice. Before, it didn't matter where they were looking. So there's a zombie over here. I'm maybe being overly cautious, but I want to get down to that grocery store if I can. Before I would just go and you could know no matter what way they were looking. It didn't matter. See, look, there's a zombie here. It's almost like I'm going to have a really hard time. I mean, I could go do it just to show you what happens and then run and then shoot him. See here, he's there. I mean, they're there. And once one sees me, I got to stand up and run full speed, and then I'm going to get like 4 or 5 of them, which I can handle, but I'd rather not. Here's this house here, this 2-level house. That you can enter the bottom level, and there's loot in there in that big house. Where'd my friend go? Here he is. So I think I would just be spotted. Maybe I can go behind this guy. Here, let's try that. Let's try to go behind Mr. Zombie here. Watch what happens. This is an experiment. Look, he can't see me now. Wow, look at that. If he turns around, I'm toast. So that's a new mechanic in the game. I'm kind of excited about that, and I'm kind of down because before it was he could turn around or something. Mixed feelings about that. Here's this house we can enter. I'm also keeping my eyes peeled for other players. Even before I go in, I'm looking in that window. There's someone in there. Oh, it's a rabbit. Oh my god, look at the fucking rabbit. Oh my god. I saw something moving in there. I thought it was a person. It was a rabbit in the house. It's the zombie apocalypse. Oh my god. Now, they've supposedly fixed it so zombies can't see you through walls. And you can hear a zombie outside, so hopefully he's not. They used to be able to even walk. I've seen him walk right through that wall right in front of me there. So that was frustrating, and I died. Like the whole village was after me and walking through the walls. Sometimes they would walk through this wall. Sometimes they would actually come through the door, which was nice. And I would just shoot them. Okay, you see this room here? There's supposed to be a wooden floor, like this floor. But just the way the game is done, the house is clipping into the ground a little bit, so the ground is coming up. So you can see it's not really supposed to be this low. They could have raised it, but then it would have been hard to come in through the front door. So it's just they didn't expect the game to be so focused on going inside the house because this mod changed it. So there may be loot on the ground that you can't see in this room here. So you have to go and put your cursor on the ground, and you may see the icon come up. And I'm not seeing it actually come up here. Looks like there's no loot. Now that icon is like for closing a door. See, I just closed. The icon for opening and closing doors is inconsistent. Like it's sometimes really hard to find where you need to put your mouse to open and close the doors. And I'm clicking the mouse wheel down when I do that. You can see it here on the left-hand side of the screen. You see open door, and I just click the mouse wheel down. I'm going to check here one more time, but I don't think that... No, there's no loot in here. But there is some really nice artwork. Look at that pretty stream in the trees. And ooh. That turned me into a zombie. Okay, so here we got a zombie. He could see... Now, look at my bar. I have no visibility and no ears. In theory... I just want to watch him for a second. That rabbit scared the bejesus out of me. I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing around this corner. That's sort of intentional in the game, though. If he could turn this way, and then he'd see me immediately. So I'm going to come back inside, be Mr. Stealth Ninja. Now the thing about it, some of you may be wondering, why don't I just shoot him? Because ammunition is hard to come by, and I don't want to stir the whole village. I don't want to let other people know I'm here. Some people hunt other players and kill them to satisfy their own narcissistic or sadistic intents, or maybe just because they decided they want to play the game differently. But a lot of them really, there are a lot of people with personality disorders, and they're very cruel to other people in games, and that's what some of that is, at least. Not all of it, but you can hear someone right outside. Yeah, so I gotta be patient in here and just wait. There's nothing I can do. I may still even be spotted here. He's right outside the house here. The good news is they make sound. You can hear him. I don't know so far of any zombie that is like really quiet, thankfully. So there's a zombie right outside the window. There's that one anyway. I mean, he's probably had a bad day. We can't judge that zombie just because he wants to kill me and eat my brains. So don't judge the zombies. I'm sick and tired of people saying, you know, cursing the zombies. I mean, look at it from their perspective, really. Well, okay. Maybe not. Here's a fence I gotta hop over. So I'm taking a risk out here. I still don't know the new mechanics of the game. Oh shit. There's another one. No, I had to back up. There's nothing I can do. And once I open fire on one with a pistol, I mean, like, then 4 or 5 or 6 are going to come after me. Look at the pumpkin patch here. You want a pumpkin? So thankfully I can go around. Hopefully he's not going to be able to see me. And remember, see how I've got my gun down. I'm not trying to threaten other players. So I'm trying to get to that house. I'm trying to be ninja. Oh shit. So now I gotta stand up. See? One has seen me now. Now we gotta... See, that's what I'm talking... Oops. I gotta put my... Oop. Ah! So now, this is what's happened. Ah! I got smacked through the wall. So now I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Yeah, you can see my blood counting down now. But I gotta wait for him to... Okay, so now I gotta hit the G key and bandage myself with a bandage. Right click on the bandage, and then left click bandage myself. So I'm trying to get my microphone volume up. If I'm breathing into the microphone, sorry about that, I just have the microphone right up to my mouth because it's my capture card. My capture card has low volume on my analog audio because it's the way it's set up. So here, so that wasn't too bad. I didn't stir up the whole village. I'm kind of surprised. I'm just gonna check the bodies for loot. You used to be able to just scroll your wheel and it would tell you, but now I think you have to actually open the gear screen. I don't know if they're gonna change that. Yeah. I'm hiding body just to kind of a leave no trace thing. So now I have 10,000 health. Look, in the top right you see my blood, 10,636. So I'm gonna eat some meat here. Watch what happens to my blood. There, it went up to 11,436 by consuming that. And I was kind of hungry anyway, so I mean that's why I did. See here. Oh, this time, see, look, it does tell you he has an empty soda can. See that? See if I open it up, there is it. So you can sometimes yesterday it wasn't doing this, but I don't need the empty can. I'm just gonna. I think you can. I know you can throw whiskey bottles. If they have a whiskey bottle, you can throw it, and wherever the whiskey bottle lands, it'll attract all the zombies to that location. Here we are. Take Frank and Bean. So this guy, this dude here, he had frankenbeans, and then I just hide the body like that real quick. Once you do it a few times, you know what to do. I'm probably gonna stir more zombies here. Look at that, I have four bars on my visibility. So far, so good, right? 3 bars, not too bad. So I think that was a bug. I mean, the guy saw me through a house, right? You saw that, the guy that I initially stirred, he was on the other side of the house. He saw me or something. He didn't hear me. Now the whole village knows I'm here. If another player is here, they know I'm here. I gotta get my direct communication. On the bottom left you see direct communication there. Just making sure that if someone's here I can tell them I'm friendly. Anyone around, I'm friendly. Not coming here to shoot you. I'm just coming to loot the place. Okay, so this house, I just let people know. Now there's nothing in this room. Just like that other house, there was no loot. Sometimes you get a server like that. I don't know what it is. It's bad luck. See here, look. There's one little ammo bag in this whole house. There's this one thing right here. It's a watch. So there it is. I've already got a watch. I don't need a watch. But a watch will look like that. It looks like an ammo bag or something, right? It looks, you know, that a lot of ammo has that. That's like the generic thing for an item that they don't have a graphic for. Or if there really was a watch on the floor, it would just be too small to see. You would pass it up. So there, you know. So that's why they do that. Now another thing to know, unlike the rifle, I can't lower my weapon. I double tap control, nothing happens. They're going to put that in the game, I'm sure, eventually, but right as it is right now, no matter what you do, if you have a pistol, you cannot lower the pistol. And you can't even put it in the holster. The only thing you can do is go to another weapon and then double tap control to drop it like that. Now here's the grocery store, right? I was talking about the grocery store earlier. So here it is. It's got Cyrillic text. I'm just checking my surroundings. Hop on the fence. Now the good thing is this village, not many people seem to come here. I don't know why. I'm getting a little bit of a performance hit. You probably won't notice. Look at all the. Okay, so look at there's a lot of candy and look at all the stuff on the floor. That's what we're looking for here. So I do need some shotgun ammo. Here's I don't need this. That's 5.56 NATO rounds for an automatic rifle, but I do need the slugs here. G17, I don't need that. I don't need painkillers. Now, sometimes you might need it. You know, if you use, like me, you use third-person view. I have to get back here before I show you. Okay. Hit enter to go to first person. The screen is not shaking. If the screen is shaking when you're in first person view, that means you need painkillers. And you just hit the G key and you right click on painkillers and it says take painkillers. You left click on that and your screen will stop shaking. So I don't need that. Here's some wood. You saw me in the other tutorial. You can use a hatchet to chop your own wood. You don't need to pick up wood. They almost need to make that harder to find. Like, what grocery store has wood? I mean, sometimes they have wood, but not too often. So here's a whiskey bottle. I don't need any of that stuff. Checking my corners before I come in just to make sure no one's here. It looks good. Here we are. Okay, so we have 2 Makarov mags. I don't have a Makarov mag. My M1911 uses the 45 caliber ACP rounds, so those are useless to me. You know, but the Makarov used to be, and they may put it back. You see? Oh, there is a Makarov pistol there too. Look, yeah. So you can't if you here. Where is it? Here it is. So if I were to pick that up, I would drop the M1911. I don't want to do that. The Makarov is not nearly as good. It's 18 millimeter. This one's a 45 millimeter. The M1911 blows the Makarov away. No contest, as far as I'm concerned. Now the Makarov may be a little bit quieter. I'm not sure how the game does that. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, we were up there on that hill. We were up in there in the bushes, right on the crosshair. Oh, there's a zombie over here. I gotta watch my bar here. My visibility bar is at 3. You see that? That's really bad. Okay. Okay, now it's at 0. So even though I was in the building, it was still showing 3 bars on visibility. So if he had turned and come down the back of the grocery store, he might have seen me through the wall. I'm not sure. Really getting a performance drop like nothing else. I think a lot of people are having problems, so in all sorts of different villages and towns with the new zombie code, trying to get used to it. So it's not just me. God, I'm really suffering with this frame rate. Sorry about the frame rate. I don't know what's going on. Now I'm down to 3 bars, a little better. So here's another house you can enter, you know, because it has this little awning over the door like this. So hopefully there's not another terrorist rabbit in here. Oh my god, that was funny. See, this floor is intact. Remember the other floor in the other house? It was covered up with dirt because the house was sort of into the hill a little bit. Well, but this doesn't have anything. I mean, it's a whiskey bottle. I could throw a whiskey bottle and maybe make the zombies run to another place. But I'm not going to mess with. I need the inventory slots. That little shack there right on the crosshair in the middle, that also has loot on the ground there. Also this house, see the little garage over that? Sometimes you'll find a car there. They're like a broken down, and that's the car you can repair. That's where I've seen one anyway. This house here you cannot enter. So there might even be sometimes loot on the ground. I think one time I did see, maybe I saw loot here. I'm keeping my eye. I'm looking around because I'm looking for other players. I want to show you. See that's where I've seen a car here one time. It was on a house way out in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't in a house in town, so I don't know how they've done that. So here we are, tin cans, nothing useful. There's a zombie on the ground. I was actually hoping to go that way because there's a house there I can enter. Uh-oh. He's coming my way. Crawlers are not a big threat. I mean, okay, he'd be coming towards me if he saw me. Hopefully I'm not going to bump into one here coming around the... Uh-oh, he's gonna see me. That guy right there. No. Look at that. Sorry about the frames. Nothing I can do here. Oh, this is... Okay, so he's like... I mean, there's nothing I can do. I want to get into that house, but I might have to just... Oh, now he's seen me. So he's coming after me. The crawler. I'm really in trouble. Not quite big trouble, but I'm... No, maybe he didn't see me. I'm not sure. You gotta be patient. If you, like, want to be, like... You gotta be patient sometimes in this game. I ran out of there. Look at that, I made it. I want to check this house. Sometimes the steps can be hard to get up. They make the building just a tiny bit too high or something, and you have a very hard time getting into a house. Now again, I'm looking for loot underneath the dirt here, because the loot will be there and you can pick it up. There's a zombie. Now, some zombies... God, that's loud. Is he gonna smack me? No. They'll make a different sound when they've detected you. That's the sound, that's the passive sound. He's not been aggroed. It can be asthma if you realize a lot of people are asthmatic. And zombies get asthma too. There's a website, Zombies Get Asthma Too, and where we all share our love for zombies with asthma. So there it is. I think that's all for now. I didn't cover any weapons stuff really, right? Not much on the weapons. That's a whole nother video. So, alright, well thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see a lot more DayZ or Unreal Tournament 3 matches, or I'm probably going to be doing other games, including maybe Skyrim before too long. So, thanks for watching. This is Game.Gamer. Have a nice day.